So recently in the run-up to Christmas Day, which as of recording is tomorrow, we've actually been seeing a major influx of extreme demon verifications, and while I will be covering all of them soon at some point, the one I actually want to talk about first is the new WizKid verification, Convulsion. And to give a quick rundown on what this level is before the review, Convulsion is a potential top 25, top 30-ish 1.9 extreme demon. So that means this level could potentially be the new hardest 1.9 verification if it's harder than Deadlier Clubstep, which is at number 33 on the list as of recording. And now that you know the difficulty and the thing about this level that everyone talks about, the 1.9 thing, let's just get onto the actual review. So first off, I need to talk about what a 1.9 level needs to do in order to be good, and in my opinion, that major aspect is it needs to be flashy and vibrant. With 1.9 levels, since they have a limited color availability and don't have the ability to do or to just have any moving objects or many triggers, it means that most of them end up looking very static and stale. And if your 1.9 level can overcome this, though, it can turn it into just this very cool, nostalgic looking level, and I think the Convulsion definitely pulls this off. For a 1.9 level, it feels like there is so much going on here, and that's exactly what you want with this kind of level. I find that this part especially is just perfect at showing off a very intense vibe. The constant flashing white light beam thing, it just makes the level feel way more chaotic and gives it a similar vibe to levels like Requiem and Killbot, while being limited to 1.9 decoration, so the fact it pulled off this is just majorly impressive. Another thing this part does well is just letting a lot of color into the section. A lot of 1.9 levels fail to do this and kind of just look like a black mess where it's hard to see any of the decoration or structuring at all, but everything is very clear in Convulsion. These blocks here are all lined and squared to make the structures be fully filled and look complete while letting color into the blocks with all these small little gaps here, instead of just making this like all one solid black color and making this part look way more plain. I also really love this part. Again, another problem with 1.9 levels is they usually stick to one design and never deviate from it, leading to the whole level kind of just having this same-ish looking vibe. And fair enough, as 1.9 is hard to make unique looking parts with, but Convulsion is able to do so with these parts on screen. These parts kind of just change to complete red, and it's a stark difference from the red, blue, and black flashes we're used to. And it kind of just turns this into a very memorable part, since, it's all just one color instead of flashing all the time. And also, the red makes you look at the gameplay inside of it. It highlights all this gameplay, and you realize that this gameplay is also completely different from the level. It's just this entire, red beam sections all just look really unique. Gameplay, decoration-wise, theming-wise, it just makes for just a really memorable and good part. The rest of the level isn't as interesting, but it still looks very good and holds up its style pretty well. And as for the gameplay, I obviously can't play it, but it looks very interesting and has some pretty unique click patterns in it. Also, WizKid gave it 8 out of 10 in enjoyment, so that says something. Lastly, the song, I just think it's good. It fits the theme of the level pretty well, and I don't really have much to say on it. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's amazing. I just think it fits the vibe that Convulsion has, and it's just a decent song. Overall, this is a pretty decent level and a very good 1.9 level that has way more personality to it than a lot of levels made without the same limitations it has. Now, obviously, I would have some complaints if we're using 2.2 standards, but since this is a 1.9 level, I can't really say it does anything wrong. So, as a 1.9 level, I would give this an 8.9 out of 10. I mean, if you just compare this to other 1.9 levels, this is like cream of the crop. This is just a really good level. But if you do put modern standards into the question, and we take them into account, I would be giving this level around a 7 out of 10, which is still really good. And anyways, yeah, that is the end of the review, and probably the last video I post before Christmas, so Merry Christmas if you're watching this on Christmas Day. And before the year ends, I do want to cover other levels like Clown Control and Cave of the Scarlet Sky, and obviously get my top 5 Extreme Demons of 2024 video out, but only time will tell for when those videos release. At least the top 5 Extremes 2024 video, you'll get a premiere. I'll be premiering that a day in advance, so you'll know that for when that happens. But anyways, if you enjoyed, consider subscribing, Discord links in the description, and peace.